Hey guys, it's Relicine with another battle report for Bell Lost Souls. I'm going to be bringing my epic Vyross Retribution of Syra list again. Just a quick refresher on what's on the list. It's Vyross, 7 Griffins and 2 Aspices, Silas Wishnailer, a full unit of Dawnguard Invictors with the unit attachment and the Solus Escort, 2 Arcanist Solos, and Lanissa Rissel. Today I'm going to be playing against Khador, and let's take a look at that army. So here's the Khador army. Ben, why don't you take us through it?
So I've been messing around with the Harkevich list the last couple times, so I'm running more jack heavy. I have a battle engine with the Behemoth, Black Ivan, Spriggan, Harkevich with the War Dog, Winter Guard Death Star with Joe, and 2 rockets. So that's what I'll be running today.
Alright, so I won the role to go first, so we're going to deploy and then we'll describe the scenario for you. Alright, so we're all deployed and ready to go. I've kind of laid out my standard formation with my Griffin line kind of up in the front, with the Invictors, as you can see, spaced out between those Griffins. And Ben has deployed his Winter Guard over here on my right, with his battle engine sort of in the middle, and his Jacks over to my left, with Harkevich in between the Jacks and the battle engine. The scenario that we've taken for today is supply and demand, which has a 12-inch circular control area in the center of the board, and 2 arm 15 wound objectives. And the way that it works is if I destroy his objective, or I score a point. If I dominate his objective, I would score 2 points. If I control the center of the board, I control 1 point. If I dominate the center of the board, I can score 2. And if I dominate my own objective, Warjacks or War Beasts, if it was a Hordes army, that begin their activation within 2 inches of it, can charge without spending a focus or being forced. So I'm going to go ahead and take my first turn. Check back in just a minute. Okay, so that's the end of my first turn. I kind of just ran all my stuff forward, as is the usual for this list. Epic Vyross cast Synergy, and then charged Black Ivan all the way back there. Bird's Eye lets him ignore intervening models and forests, so he was able to kind of still see him. So I can get him upfield pretty quickly, even though I did cast a spell. My pair of Aspices and a single Griffin are kind of taking up the rear. They're going to move up next turn. And my Invictors are kind of dealing with this forest in the middle of the board. I had a hard decision about whether or not to cast Easy Rider, but to me it felt more like a priority to get my Griffins upfield. So here is the Khador Khador turn 1, bottom of round 1. Alright, so that's the end of Ben's turn. Take us through it.
So I moved to the battle engine, tried to take some shots at his front Griffin. They deviated and put some templates down for rough terrain.
Here, and here towards my back.
And then after that, I went up and moved my Jacks each in turn. With the Behemoth, I was able to do some pretty good damage to this Griffin right here. And then the other 2 were too far out, deviated, and didn't do anything. Harkevich moved up before that, and then cast Escort, which gives you 2+ movement for these guys and 2+ arm on himself. And he also cast Fortune on the battle engine. Then my Winter Guard just ran up to contest the zone, but not too far up, so he can't. So he's on charge range. And that was my turn.
And did Joe Grigorovich, did he do anything?
Joe moved up as well and gave him Fearless and Tough.
So they have Fearless and Tough. So yeah, some pretty good shooting. My Griffin actually took a pretty good hit. As you can see, the generator side, it took quite a bit of damage, but otherwise it's completely intact. So yeah, pretty nice toll he took. Here comes the top of 2. Alright, so that's the end of my second turn. My Invictors advanced up. I popped their mini feet to give them snipe for the turn, and they put 2 large CRAs into his battle engine. Unfortunately, my damage rolls weren't that great, and I only ended up doing, what?
6 points of damage?
6 points total. It's not the greatest rolls, but that's okay, it's a start. One of my Griffins over here ran up to engage these Winter Guard, hopefully to hold them off for a turn or 2. My damage Griffin advanced up behind this wall. He was able to run for free because I was actually dominating this objective over here with Vyross. Vyross advanced up over to here, and he cast Easy Rider, which allowed my Invictors to move forward. It's the first time I've ever actually cast that spell, but these 4-inch AoE templates in the forest kind of made it a necessity, and I was too far away really to get in there and engage this turn anyway, so it really didn't seem like a terrible idea. The Aspices moved up behind Vyross to provide Shield Guard, which I am undoubtedly going to need next turn. and Linus ran into this forest. That's pretty much my turn. Here's Ben's second turn. This is the bottom of 2, and scoring can start beginning at the end of his turn. Ben, take it away. Alright, that's the end of Ben's turn. Take us through it.
I started by moving Joe up and gave these guys gave the Winter Guard boosted attack rolls. I then moved him up and was able to get kind of near him because he wasn't in the Warcaster's control range, so he didn't have 360 arc. With them, I was able to kill his Griffin that he moved up here. These guys tried to shoot the Griffin up on the hill. They didn't do anything, and the one up front sprayed and was able to kill one of those guys. My battle engine went and shot. It did some damage to the force shield, but then just besides that, just had put the AOE's down of difficult terrain. I then moved my Jax. I tried to charge with the Spriggan. He was about half an inch short from out of his range, so he failed his charge. Black Ivan moved up, took a shot, and killed one of these guys. The Behemoth moved up, took 2 shots, rolled kind of crappy, but damaged the UA. And that was my. And Harkevich just stood behind the Behemoth for cover. And that was my turn.
So scoring actually starts right now. Unfortunately, we are both contesting the center zone, and neither objective is being dominated or destroyed at this point. So this is a big turn for me. I'm hoping for some big results. Check back in just a minute. So overall, a pretty effective turn for me. Just to take you through it really quick. My whole goal was to get the synergy chain spiked up nice and high so that this Griffin over here on the hill on the left could go after his, what's that thing called?
Spriggan.
His Spriggan, I'm sorry. So I started by giving some focus to the Griffins over here. The Arcanist over here moved over and gave a focus to the Griffin on the hill because he was too far away to be allocated. And they moved up and started clearing out the Winter Guard. I killed a couple with Invictor shots. They also shot at his battle engine and did better damage roll this time. I think I've got it down to about 10 damage left.
Yep, exactly.
I then I think I was +3 at the synergy chain, and then I charged this Griffin over here into the objective after I had moved Vyross over so that he could benefit from synergy, and with 2 swings managed to take it out. Used this Griffin over here to kill another Griffin. I'm sorry, to kill another Winter Guard, and then my Griffin over here started on the Spriggan and did some pretty handsome damage. Rolled high, rolled low. But it effectively power plus strength 20, a 4-point Jack did a pretty good chunk of damage to his Spriggan. I think he's got 8 left, just his movement and his Cortex. I also managed to dominate the zone over here with Vyross. I did the smart thing this time, and I am behind cover with the Aspices, so if he shoots at me, I should be okay. And even with Escort, I don't think he has the range to get in melee with me, so really all he can do is shoot at Vyross this turn. So I'm feeling pretty good. Let's see Ben take his vengeance back upon me, and also I did pop my feet this turn, so that should hopefully keep me safe and help to limit his retribution. Ben, here's your third turn. So Ben committed quite a deal of his forces this turn. Go ahead and take us through what you did.
I went ahead and started with Harkevich and popped his feet, which gives the Jacks free charges and they can shoot beforehand. I just kept them in the forest. After that, I went with the battle engine first. I did some pretty good damage on this Griffin right here. After that, I moved up and then I kicked with my horses and was able to knock him down. So he's knocked down. I then charged with my Behemoth, almost knocked him out, whiffed on the last roll, but he's down to...
Yeah, he's hurting, but he's still got a little bit left.
After that, I went and shot with his bombards and killed some of these guys right here. After that, I tried to hit with the Spriggan, didn't do anything, moved Black Ivan over here and did a good bit of damage to this Griffin, but he's still pretty much up there. And that was my turn.
So he is now contesting, looks like with the Behemoth. Is your battle engine in the scoring zone right now? Is it within 6?
It is.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Looks like it is. So So if I can get rid of his behemoth and his battle engine, I might be able to actually pull out another domination point. It's going to be a tricky turn. Let's see if I can pull it off. So that's the game. Basically all I did was upkeep synergy, and I fired up the synergy chain by moving my griffins over here and putting some attack rolls into his battle engine, which fired it up. I used concentrated power on this griffin right here, which moved up, and with a handsome bonus to his damage, managed to easily take out his battle engine. Then I moved this griffin over here to the side to create a gap for the Aspis that was right here to move up, and use beat back to push his behemoth out of the scoring zone so that Vyross could dominate it once more to give me a total of 5 points to end the game. Ben, thank you so much for playing. Stay tuned to more battle reports from BoLS Souls.